this episode of Baddies Gone Wild picks up where the last one left off, where Ming Lee and Glossop end up busting into the confessional room where Shay and Bahati are in there giving a confessional, and Ming Lee starts saying that she was told by some of the other girls that Shay said that she wanted to fight her. And Shay looks really confused because she said that she never told any of those girls that she wanted to fight Ming, and she said that she didn't even understand why Ming was believing what these girls had to say because Ming knows that Shay doesn't talk to these girls, so why would she go to them telling them that she wanted to fight Ming? It doesn't really make any sense. I personally think that the girls that told Ming Lee that Shay said she wanted to fight her was just lying, and they wanted to put a battery in Ming Lee's back. They wanted Shay to get into a fight because they don't like her. Glossop is the one that told Ming Lee to go upstairs and ask Shay if she wanted to fight, and then she told Ming Lee that she would be the one that fought Shay and not her, which I thought was stupid because it's like, okay, so then you go upstairs and you ask Shay to fight. Why do you need Ming Lee to go upstairs and confront Shay instead of you if you're the one that wants to fight her? So Shay and Ming Lee are arguing back and forth with each other, and Glossop kind of moves Ming out of the way, and she tells Shay that she wants to fight her. Now they start swinging on each other a little bit, Shay and Glossop, but they didn't really get to do anything in that confessional room. It was really small. Neither one of them was really connecting any hits at first, and then the fight was broken up between the two of them. And then Ming Lee starts yelling about how she wants to get her turn to fight Shay, and I do respect the fact that she did get in the paint and fight Shay. She was not winning though. I don't know why she was jumping up and down with some of the other girls after the fight, making it seem like she really did something to Shay when she didn't. I mean, neither one of them really did anything, but if I had to pick a winner in that fight between Ming Lee and Shay, I will give it to Shay because she definitely had the upper hand. Now, Shay and Glossop do end up fighting, even though Shay didn't want to fight Glossop. She still fought her anyway. I don't think that either one of them won that fight. I'll give it a tie between Shay and Glossop. I honestly thought that the way that Glossop was talking downstairs before she got into the confessional room, I thought she was gonna whoop Shay, but she actually didn't. And this is why I like Shay, because she has all these girls mad at her. All of them are ganging up on her, and she always defends herself. And she honestly stands on her own because nobody ever really has her back. And tell me why Glossop and Ming went downstairs to Hurricane M and TT and started lying to them, basically making it seem like Shay got beat up and that Shay was acting scary. Like, Glossop kept saying that Shay was scared to fight her, but it's like, how was she scared to fight you? She said she didn't want to fight Glossop, and it was because they didn't have an issue with each other. Glossop stuck her nose in somebody else's business and tried to fight Shay because of that. And I just feel like, you know, Shay wasn't scared to fight Glossop because she ended up fighting her anyway. Had she been afraid, she would have probably hid behind security, or she would have just not fought her to begin with. She fought back both times, and Glossop did not beat up Shay, so I was confused as to why she was making it seem like Shay was scary. Then Ming Lee starts calling Shay a bully, which I don't know where she got that from. I didn't see Shay bully anybody. She started calling Shay a bully, saying that Shay is trying to bully her because she's small, but I haven't seen Shay do one thing to Ming Lee this entire season so far. I mean, she just let these other girls put a battery in her back, saying that Shay was saying she wanted to fight her with no proof that Shay actually said that. So that makes me look at Ming some type of way because it's giving follower. And I know she's younger than the other girls, but she's not that much younger than them. I mean, the youngest girl in the house besides Ming Lee is 21 years old. Ming Lee's 19. She's not that much younger than the other girls in the house. The fact that she sat up there and let those girls put a battery in her back like that was weird. Now, at this point, some of the girls are on the rooftop having a conversation, and Daisy immediately starts going at Jadynn once again, which I'm over her going at Jadynn. She knows she can beat up Jadynn. She knows that Jadynn can't really fight, so I don't understand why she keeps going at her. She starts basically calling Jadynn a punk, saying that she's lying about her arm being injured because she doesn't want to have to fight, which is stupid to me because it's like, I don't think the girl's lying about her arm, but she's not a fighter anyway, and she can't really fight, so the girls wanting to fight her doesn't really make any sense to me anyway. And then Daisy and Coco start calling out some of the other girls in the house, saying that they're boring and they're just pretty flies on the wall, and I just don't understand why Coco is co-signing anything that Daisy says. I mean, it seems like she's scared of Daisy. That's why she was copping pleas with her in the last episode. She's walking around with a big black eye because of Daisy, and I don't think that she wants to be on Daisy's bad side, and that's why she's cool with her right now, because there's no way I would be going back and forth with Jadynn over the girl that gave me a black eye. That's weird. So then Rella starts getting pissed off at Daisy because Daisy keeps on pinpointing her, calling her boring, and she's tired of Daisy saying that because she feels like she's not boring and she got in the paint the first 2 episodes, so she doesn't understand what Daisy's talking about. She feels like Daisy is giving bully. And look, I'm not sensitive to the whole bullying thing on TV. I don't like it, but I'm not sensitive to it because I used to watch the Bad Girls Club all the time, so I know what happens when you put all these girls in a house together. But I just do feel like Daisy is giving bully. Like, she was somebody that people people liked in the first 2 episodes. But that's why I said wait until more episodes play out to see who you're gonna like, because who you like in the first couple of episodes might not be who you like at the end of the season. And that's what I said about, Baddies Africa too. Some of the girls that you don't like at the beginning might be the girls that you end up liking in the end, and the girls that you were rooting for in the beginning might be the girls you don't like in the end. Then Daisy and Rella start arguing about New York once again, because Daisy is trying to draw a distance between people from New York City and people from Rochester, New York. And I just feel like it's stupid. They're both from New York. Even if they're not from the same city in New York, they're still from New York. So I just don't understand why they keep arguing about it. But I will say I do like that Rella is still standing up for herself when it comes to Daisy. Even though Daisy is a lot bigger than her and she can probably whoop her, I do like that Rella was standing up for herself. Then once again, it looks like Coco is trying to be on Daisy's good side, because she starts telling Daisy that Bahati is talking about Daisy behind her back, claiming that Daisy was not being genuine with Coco when she decided to squash the beef. And that's what she's saying that Bahati said about Daisy. So now Daisy feels some type of way about Bahati, but she doesn't really want to believe what Coco is saying because she said that she likes Bahati. I don't know if Coco is telling the truth about Bahati. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, but we didn't see the clip of Bahati saying this about Daisy, so I really don't know. But Coco is not the first person to say that Bahati has been talking about Daisy behind her back, because both Rella and Hurricane M said the same thing to Daisy in last week's episode when they were talking in the gym. So truly, I don't know if Bahati is being fake towards Daisy or not. But then all of a sudden, Erica, who has been quiet the last few episodes of the show, starts going at Jadynn, basically trying to call her slow, telling her that she's young-minded based on the way that she moves. And I just didn't understand where Erica was coming from, because I just felt like she was trying to be on the good side with the other girls, and that's why she was coming at Jadynn, because I just don't feel like she had a real reason to come at Jadynn. It seems like they're picking at her for some reason. Maybe they see Jadynn as an easy target, and that's the reason why they're picking at her. I just really didn't understand why Erica was coming at Jadynn that way. Now look, here's where things take a big turn in the episode, okay? Because Bahati and Oxy are outside drunk, having fun together by the pool, dancing and laughing. Meanwhile, Coco, Jadynn, and Shay decide to go in their room and go to bed. Now remember, Oxy also sleeps in the room with Shay, Jadynn, and Coco. She just wasn't in there at the moment while all of this was going down. So the other girls are all downstairs making a plan to go upstairs and take the beds of Shay and Jadynn, and they decide that they're gonna go up there and do this, okay? Now for some reason, Jadynn and Shay felt like something was gonna happen, so they decide to lock the door to their room. They lock the door to the room and they go lay down to go to sleep, and all of a sudden there's like a soft knock on the door, and for some reason Jadynn decides to get up and open the door. I don't know why she did that, because they decided to lock the door for a reason, so I don't understand why she got up and opened the door. But when she opened the door, they all come swarming into the room and they start taking Shay's bed. And then after they take Shay's bed, they come into the room and they take Jaden's bed too, and now Jadynn feels some type of way. Now basically they were arguing with these girls about the beds, but they decided that they weren't going to swing on these girls because they thought that they were going to get jumped. And I know a lot of people were saying that they should have been swinging, they should have been fighting back, they shouldn't have let these girls take their beds, but it's 2 against like 6 or 7 other girls, so I mean they would have been outnumbered. So they could have swung, yes, but they would have gotten jumped pretty badly, and we all know that Jaden's not really a fighter, so for her to swing on them wouldn't have made a lot of sense to me, so I understood why they didn't fight back. But that was real lame and weak to me for them to come into those girls' rooms. And then it's like not like they put the beds in the pool. They literally took their beds and put it in their own rooms, as if these girls can't go into the rooms and get their beds back. Like, to me, that was stupid and lame. I know they used to do this on the Bad Girls Club, and so I'm not sensitive to it, but I just thought it was lame the way that these girls went and did it. Like, how did all the girls have a problem with Shay and Jadynn when it was literally only like 2 girls that had an issue with them? That was stupid to me, that all of them were acting like followers, coming in the room and taking those girls' beds. Now, after the beds were taken out of the room, Jadynn ends up locking the door again because she doesn't want them to come into the room to take her luggage, because she said that she overheard them talking about taking their luggage out of the room and they didn't want their stuff ruined. So she locks the door again, and Coco gets up and she starts going off saying that they're not going to hold her hostage in the room, so she unlocked the door. And it's stupid to me that, you know, she was saying that she was being held hostage because the door locks from the inside, so she could have let herself out if she needed to go out the door for something. So for her to say that she felt like they were trying to hold her hostage was weird to me. Like, if I was Jadynn and Shay, I would have took Coco's bed and I would have threw that shit outside, because it's like, girl, why are you unlocking the door so that these girls can come in there and fuck with them some more? Like, you're supposed to be sharing a room with these girls and you're siding with the other people. That's weird to me. Now, Jadynn and Shay decide that they're going to go to a hotel for the night, and I don't understand why some of the girls were calling them weak for going to a hotel, because on the Bad Girls Club, when it was a whole house against one girl, they did end up putting one of the girls in the hotel because it just felt like the better thing to do. So I didn't understand why people were calling them weak for going to the hotel for the night. I mean, where exactly are they supposed to sleep? Now, Oxy ends up going to the room after she's done having a good time by the pool with Bahati, and she notices that the beds are gone and Shay and Jadynn are not there. So she feels some type of way. She's mad about it because she feels like this was an attack on her too, because they all know that she sleeps in that room. Now, the next day, they were all trying to say that they didn't know that Oxy slept in the room with them, and they were trying to say that it wasn't towards her, but she definitely felt some type of way about it, and rightfully so. It's like, it didn't make any sense how they came in that room and took those beds. Now, the next day, Natalie ends up telling the baddies that they're going to be going to do an activity, so she puts them on 2 separate buses, and they end up putting Jadynn and Shay on a bus with a bunch of girls that don't like them, and on that bus was Coco, and Jadynn was basically telling Coco that she didn't like how she got up and unlocked the door after she heard those girls talking about messing with their luggage. And so Coco starts arguing, saying that she wasn't in cahoots with the other girls and she didn't know that they were going to come in the room and mess with those other girls' stuff. And it's like, that's fine if she didn't know that they were going to do it, but the fact that she unlocked that door after she heard them talking about messing with the luggage does make me look at her sideways. Like, if she doesn't like those girls that she's sharing a room with, why is she in the room with them to begin with? So Jadynn and Coco start arguing back and forth with each other, and all of a sudden it looks like they're making some movements like they're about to fight, and so Coco starts trying to take off on Jadynn, but Jadynn leans back and she starts kicking at Coco, so they didn't even get to touch each other, so that really wasn't a fight. I just think Coco's fake. I'm really not feeling her. She's one of the least liked to me, in my opinion. I'm just not feeling Coco, because she's going at girls that didn't do anything to her when she should be going at Daisy for giving her that damn black eye. Now, on the other bus, that's when Oxy starts telling Gloss-Up and some of the other girls that she thought it was weak for them to go into the room and gang up on 2 girls and take their beds. She felt like it was unnecessary for the entire house to go against just 2 girls, and she called it weak, and I agree. I think it was weak. I think it was unnecessary for the entire house to go against 2 girls. That was stupid, and they all look like a bunch of followers. Now, Oxy starts telling Gloss-Up and them that they're not going to be prepared for the backlash that they're going to get from the fans when this episode airs, and they basically said that they did not care. And Gloss-Up started asking Oxy what she was going to do about it, so her and Oxy start fighting, and the episode cuts there. Now, from the clips, it does look like Oxy was getting in there with Gloss-Up, okay? It looked like she was catching Gloss-Up a little bit. I don't know yet, because I have to wait until I see the episode next week. But for this week, my MVB was between Shay and Oxy, but I ended up ultimately giving it to Oxy because I felt like she stood on business. I felt like she defended girls that needed to be defended, and I like that she spoke up for what was right. So I voted for Oxy for most valuable baddie for this episode. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.